Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Soap the Great with another episode of Building This City on the Adventure Time multiplayer server. How's everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. I certainly am. So today we are still in the Memorial Village here. We've got a couple more things to do. We've got some more buildings we need to get in, and the first one we're going to do is a library, right? So we got our farms, we got the church, we got the well, we got butcher shop, marketplace. It's time for a library, and I've got just the spot for it. We're going to put it in this area. Now, wherever you see these trees, they are just, at best temporary. If they happen to get in the way of a building that I want to put in, I'm going to cut them down. And we can go elsewhere and put in some more trees. But yeah, I'm going to cut that one out. And we're going to put the library right in this area. And we're going to follow the blueprint from the Minecraft Village blueprints. And those are available on the wiki. And I will post a link to that in the description below. But hey, let me cut, because I have a hard time sometimes building on camera and following plans, especially when I am recording in 720p and trying to flip back and forth between two screens. So I am going to take care of the library off camera, and when we come back we'll walk around it and see if I've made any changes to the standard design. Okay, so I will see you in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm over here just kind of keeping you out of view of the library so we can walk around and see the reveal. Of course, if you've seen a library in a Minecraft village before, this is nothing new. So, oh man, that tree behind it, that's a super tree. Look at that. Wow. I did not notice. That is covering the library. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. I don't know, that would cause problems in real life. Yeah. Major water damage to be expected on that roof in the future. But hey, here is our library. Again, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. The things that are a little bit different in this case are the mossy cobble. Again, just trying to give a feel that this thing has been here for some time. And I'm doing carpet on the inside, and of course that means that there is glowstone hidden underneath, and that means that we don't have to have torches anywhere in here, which is good. Let's see. I have taken some creative liberty here. The standard design calls for all cobble in the top, and I wanted to give a little bit more detail. So I've done this trick with the stairs, and then up top you can see I've hidden some glowstone behind trapdoors just to give a little bit of texture there and provide more lighting. Not that we need it because there's so much in the floor, but oh yeah, also a crafting bench or workbench, crafting table. Yeah, crafting table right there in the corner. And then next, when we start moving villagers in, I'm not doing that quite yet. We'll probably get some in this. Yeah, we'll have to finish up in this episode, but I'll get a librarian villager and stuff him in there, kind of make him safe from baby zombies. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of worried about baby zombies. With a hitbox of 1, they provide a bit of a problem as far as keeping villagers safe goes. But that's it for the library. Next up, so we're just going through our little checklist here. We've got the butcher shop, we've got church building, we've got the library, got a large house, couple of small houses, got our farms. We now need a blacksmith shop, and I've got just a spot for it. We're going to put it right in this area. I'm going to have to go to the wiki again for the plans on that one, and we'll figure out exactly where I'm going to place it. I want to leave a little bit of space here because we've got a lot of real estate back here, and what we're going to do with that is add some more houses around. So we've still got plenty of space till we hit this part. Whoa, I'm missing some dirt over here. Enderman, I bet. Yep, Enderman. There's the dirt. Whoa. We'll get that. No, not there. There we go. All right. So yeah. I want to leave some space so we can have a path going between the marketplace area and the rest of the buildings that are going to go around. So we might move the blacksmith shop kind of over in this area, and we'll cut down any trees that are in the way, and it's fine because I planted them in the first place. So if you happen to like trees, don't get too upset. We will replace some later in more appropriate areas, and we'll have little nature areas for the villagers to go to. But next up, we're going to have a blacksmith shop, and then we'll see where to go from there. Alright, so I will see you in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we've done a little bit of progress here. It wasn't too big of a build to complete since the last jump cut, but here we go. Here is the new blacksmith shop. So once again, it's kind of like pretty much every other building here that has an equivalent in Minecraft. It's the standard floor plan with some mossy cobble thrown in, and a few other considerations as far as mob spawning go. So there we go. Same floor with the glowstone and the carpet trick, and here we go. I've got the little chest in there, like here you see in a standard generated blacksmith shop. But yeah, so we're not differing too much there. Let's go up on the roof. Let me show you the other difference. So you may note in standard blacksmith shops there will be a slab ring around the edge, right? And that's where it stops. So it's just there, and then this is the cobblestone underneath. So let me, do I have that? No. I was busy doing the mossy cobble in there, but there you go. So you'd see that beneath on the inside, but that leaves some spawnable blocks up top, and I really don't want to have to put torches up here, so I just put slabs down all over that. So there we go. That is the blacksmith shop done, and we'll pop down there. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, so hey, if you have any suggestions for what to put in this chest, that would be great. But we're going to consider this done. And as you can see, I left some space here for a pathway, and that's going to lead up to this area, which is the part of what I want to focus on next. So let's just go through our checklist again. We got church, library, the butcher shop, blacksmith shop, and we're starting to get a few houses, but we need a few more. Okay, so there's still the one where the construction hut is. And then we've got this one over here for our farmer, and then one in the back for our other farmer. But you know, we need to start moving some villagers in, and they need houses. So we're going to start with that. And the first one we're going to do has to do with a little bit of server history around this thing right here. I don't know if you've noticed it over the time that we've spent here in the village, but there's been this hole, and it leads down to, I don't know which Y level, but there is a massive cave system under here, and there's a little ravine, and there was one day that Azten was out just looking around doing some caving, and he got into a little trouble spot down beneath this area, and he ended up dying and respawning over back in spawn. He had to come get his stuff, and he did what you're not supposed to do. he dug straight down. He did manage to recover his stuff, but we had this little mine shaft, this one by one hole all the way down to a massive cave system as the legacy from that. But he came back and did a little spiral staircase and has used it on and off since that time. So what I want to do is I want to give him a little hut. In fact, I want to give every server member a little house in this village. They can decorate and put their names on and decorate as they see fit. And I've already chatted with him. He wants it's one of the small house designs you'll see coming up once we get it in. But again, you can see all the blueprints in a link I'm going to give in the description below. But we're going to do a little hut for As10 right here, and that'll provide an entrance to the mine system that he's got going. So I'm going to get that built, and then we'll take a look at it. All right. So I'll see you in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just grabbing some supplies here. Make sure we're finished up. But here is the hut. It is the small hut variety with a little bit extra up top here. The slabs on top to keep mobs from spawning. But it's just a little dirt hut, and you can pop down and go into the mine system if you want to. And see that I've named it the As10 Bureau of Mines, and that's a little joke. As10 and I happened to go to the same college. We're a few years apart on going to the same college, but we did go to the same college, and there is a building there called the Bureau of Mines, and it's for part of the civil engineering department. But yeah, I decided to name it that, and so here's his little hut, and he can decorate it as he sees fit. There's not much to decorate. Just a dirt floor, and we still got to keep the mine shaft open. But let me show you one more thing that I've done, and that is over here in the construction hut. Now, I don't know if you thought about it when I showed you in the last episode, but my main method for getting villagers out was through the portal that was at ground level. Okay, so I could just pop through the wall and send them on out. And burying that nether portal down below provides a bit of a problem that we need to take care of. And you can see part of the solution right there. Let's go down and take a look at what I've done. I'm not going to pull any villagers yet because we still got some work to do, but I'll show you the general concept. So what we're going to do is I've got this gate here to keep them from going anywhere else, but we'll send villagers on through the portal, and then we'll flip this lever, and that pulls the floor back to a little water stream that will then send the villagers up to the top floor, and then we can get them out fairly easily up here, and they'll just be in here. As long as I keep that gate closed, we should be fine, and it's just a matter of pushing them out the door and to whatever rail cart system I've got set up. But we don't need any quite yet. We still got a little bit of work to do, and I'm going to take a cut and finish that up. But let me just give you an idea. We've got plenty of space kind of over here and just in some other spots here. We need to make this a bustling town. We need to get it ready to bring villagers in. We need some more houses. Like there's an empty spot right there. And then there's some empty spots. I don't know, we got some space up here behind the original memorial tower. So maybe something overlooking the ocean. And then, I don't know, we'll see what else we can do. But yeah, we need to do that. We need to get it ready. And we've got, the detail work to do as well. Oh, there's one more thing. Since the last cut, I put in another farm over here, and that just is a little more realistic to the standard Minecraft villages. So we've got one up there, got one here, and it gives us some carrots that we can easily use to breed our pigs, and the pig has a visitor. I will have to see where they're getting in. Okay. So anyway, little detail work, and So I'm actually going to take a pretty long cut. We're going to get most of this done just to speed the episode through, and when we come back, we'll take you on a tour of what I've been doing, okay? So I will see you in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I don't know if you can tell, perhaps from here you can tell a little bit that progress has been made. Of course, the first thing you see is that there is a door, which means that I have started putting wooden doors in, and that means that we are actually getting a village, okay? So wooden doors with villagers nearby mean that there is a valid village. So let's just go through, and I'll try and remember all of the changes that I have made since our last cut. First, you can see we've got some iron golems spawning. Why are they all hanging out here? There's 3 of them. Nice. And those are golems that you don't want to mess with, because they are village spawned golems. So if you hit them or hit a villager, then they will hit back. Next thing here, you can see all the little detail. I've taken bone meal all over the place. And then I've emptied out my flour stash over here. All those, just to give some detail. But we come along and we've got houses. And you'll notice that I've put names on all of them. I told you I wanted to get a little house for every member of the server. And here we've got Neon Waters. That's Caleb. And he has already taken to doing some decorating. So there we go. He put in some item frames to signify the various projects that he's worked on. So there's the Caleb Cloud, the village, the what was that? Bubble Village, the rail cart system in the Nether, the Ghast and Gold Farm, Ghast here and Gold Farm, and the fireworks hut. And then there he goes, Ecclesiastes 4, 9 through 10. It's a Bible verse, and it's essentially a reference to the fact that he quite enjoys multiplayer, and it's a whole lot more fun playing with a lot of people than just single player. So he quite enjoys the multiplayer. So I can put a link to that verse, and you can read it for yourself. But yeah, that's Caleb's. And over here we've got Proteus 13. You haven't seen him. He is a former coworker. He has moved on to another position elsewhere, but he has been on the server. And then back here, what we've got is I've named this one. This is for Partially Mocked, who built the stadium. So it's got a view of his stadium, and if he wants to come over and decorate, that's cool. If not, he's got a lot of stuff going on IRL, so no pressure there. And then over here we've got another one of those small huts, and this one, I haven't given that one to anybody. And then, so Aston's got his, and let me show you the really big one. I told you I wanted one with a view of the ocean. What do you think of this path, by the way? I like it. You just lead you on up, switch into sand. So this is Sturmfear's house on the hill. Since he and Aston started the server, I figured, it was initially on Sturmfear, so I just gave him a big old house. This guy is here not because Sturmfear is special, nobody else is. It's because I need a detector villager. And that's another aspect. I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a moment after I finish going through these houses. So we'll pop down. Got Partially Mocked and most of the original guys, and then there's a couple others. Here is ADub2B23. He's a recent hire at work, and he's a Minecraft player as well, and he's signed on a couple times. He hasn't built anything, mostly because we've got the map reset that we've been talking about. And then an honorary member, this is for Graphoniac. I don't know if she'll actually come on and do any decorating, but she has signed on, so I figured we we could give her a little hut over here so she can handle the cows and sheep and pigs. So there we go. The other thing is that I have, on some channels you will find that people do shout outs for guys that are for ladies and gentlemen that do donations, and I'm not doing donations. I'm not accepting them or anything like that. So the main thing is there are people that have been watching the videos and liking and sharing and just giving me feedback, and so that kind of support, I would say, is more important to me than monetary support. So I need to eat. So what I've done to give them a little credit is we're gonna, I've put their names on some of these more permanent buildings. So here we have the James Fuller Library. He's been watching the videos, and he runs he's got a couple of series going, a single player Let's Play and a multiplayer Let's Play. But I will do links in the description for all of the channels that I mention here. Next up is the Snazzy Smithy, okay? And this is Snazzy PC. He's not playing much Minecraft lately. He's doing more of the Call of Duty, I think. Snazzy, if I've got that wrong, you can correct me, but I'm not into the first-person shooter, so I honestly don't know one from another. So, but he was instrumental in helping me get some of the audio quality issues ironed out early on. So that's a little shout out to Snazzy there. If you like first-person shooters, he's got some good stuff going on. And then Nelium the Butcher. Okay, so Nelium APG. There'll be a link in the description again for all of these guys. But he's been consistently commenting and giving me suggestions for stuff. So I figured we'd give him the Butcher Shop. And then what's one more? Yes, Condrick. We cannot forget Condrick. Condrick has been helpful as well. And so Condrick gets the pier. Okay, so this is Condrick's fishing shack and pier. So there we go. There are, it's just a few of the people that have, it's some of the more consistent ones that have been supporting the channel. And I am really thankful for their comments and just the interaction and their help with various aspects. So I wanted to give them a little shout out, and check their channels out in the description below. They've each got a little something to offer, different view of the game. So take a look at them. And next up, we need to talk about this village. Now let me show you what I'm doing here. We're going to turn the radar on. We'll turn that off. We'll show the neutrals, okay? And if you look in the little mini map below, you'll see a bunch of villager heads popping up. So we've got the one over in the fishing shack there, and we've got some others around, and you might be wondering, where are these guys over here? We've got one down here, and there are a bunch of houses. You can see them right there. And then we've got another one. We come over here, down here underneath that farm, and we've got these dotted all over. There's one back here, there's one under that house back there on that corner, and then we've got them, let's see, under Sturmfear's house and under the Memorial Tower, and then there's a batch under partially Mott's house as well, and this back farm back here. So what those are doing is they're providing valid villages for golem spawning, and they're also locking down the borders of the village. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut into a modified single player real quick, and you can see exactly what I mean by that, and then we'll come back here and close out the episode. So we'll be back here in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're over here in a modified single player world. It's a copy of the map on the server, but you can see there are some lines getting drawn on the screen, and they're affecting frame rates a little bit, I think. mostly because it's got to calculate this box here. But all of those lines are lines that are attaching valid village doors to the center of the village. And so what I've been trying to do with those detector village cells underneath the houses and other stuff, I've been trying to get the center of the village to line up somewhere close to that fountain, and I think we're pretty close. I'm not going to mess with it much more, but this box right here is the iron golem spawning bounding box. So if one of those iron golems happens to leave or gets in a rather horrendous fight with some hostile mobs, then this thing will another one will get spawned, and it'll show up in this area. So yeah, I've been using the village marker mod just to check the lines, and it's fairly well centered. You can see over here, I've tried to get it, get the bounding box so it doesn't spawn them underneath the awnings of the village or the marketplace here, and I think I've got that. Yeah. So so far so good. But yeah, that's from Cabo PC, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. But that's just to give you an idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing with those villagers. So let's head back to the multiplayer world, and we'll close out this episode. All right, back in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on the server, and before I really close things up, I wanted to show you something over here at Aston's place. Now, I kept finding zombies showing up in the village, and they were holding a door, and then I came over here and found that this door happened to be missing, and then it dawned on me that we have a gaping hole open to the depths of a massive cave system, and that's a little bit problematic given zombies' pathfinding of 40 blocks. So yeah, zombies were actually coming up through that mine shaft there, and coming through. They were, yeah. We might get one now. Let's see. We can hear it. Let's see. Is he going to show up? Yep. There we go. And so now they'll just wait because the gate is closed. But yeah, they're a bit of a menace. So I had to put that there, and now they're not able to come out anymore. So I think the iron golems would take care of them, but you know, I'd prefer not to have them running around. Let's see, still to do. We need to bring in regular villagers, and that's to make this kind of a bustling metropolis here. Since we've got our village center, they'll all hang out kind of around here, but they will still go to the various village houses over there and around town. So that was one of the things I wanted to do with all of those boundary villages or boundary houses. But that's it for now. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this, a like is always appreciated, and your comments, questions, and suggestions are always welcome. You can either catch me in the comments below or on Twitter at MCSoapTheGreat. But next time, what are we going to be doing? Well, I've got one more project planned for the village here. It is... well, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I've got one more planned, so we might be back here. We might be back at my base way to the north, and you know, it depends on resource collection and all that. So, so just stay tuned for next week, and either way, hopefully it'll be a surprise and be enjoyable for you. But that's it for now. I will talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.